purchases, right? You see all these like cars like are piling up in lots everywhere, and they're like trying to find like excess parking, and you know the container ships keep arriving with the new cars, and there's literally nowhere to go because none of the inventory's been cleared out. Scary. Some scary stuff out there. That's all I'm saying. Some doom and gloom. What's wrong with your audio?
There we go. I was losing it on Instagram, but I'm good now.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, go ahead. Yep. Okay, go ahead.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I missed what you were saying about the terrifying headlines. You were saying what Hertz Rent-A-Car? Is that who it was?
Oh, yeah. They just did like hey, Debbie, they just did like a full stop on all new car orderings for 2020, I guess, a full freeze. And like cars are already starting to pile up like at airports and some of these other places. Like there's no one buying them because no inventory's moving, you know?
Right.
It's just, I don't know. There's some terrifying stuff going on. That's all I'd say. Thankfully, though, the art market is not showing those signs. So
yeah, you know what's great.
Something to be blessed about.
You know what's great here too is like we've been talking about like that art is one of the winners in the pandemic because it's part of the home decor category. We've talked about Zoom backgrounds are like the new status symbol, right? Like video conference backgrounds, whatever you want, like whatever tool you're using is like the new status symbol and things like that. And then we've obviously been talking about and publishing all the information about, you know, how online art sales, you know, specifically from the photographer and artist sites on our platform have just been going up week by week. And we're like every Monday we're publishing what that number is, right? And it was, you know, last week it was like, what was the number? It was like 230% week, like year over year. It was just absurd, you know, and it keeps getting higher, right? It's like, it's oscillating higher. And so it shows what's going on. But here's what I was going to tell you is that, you know, I've talked about how like, you know, I normally don't work at home. I'm normally working in an office out of my house, right? And so while I've been home over the last couple of months, like, you know, it started at the very beginning where I start looking around and I'm going, I don't like my office, right? I don't like I don't like the game room that leads to the office. You know, I'm spending a ton of time in these areas. My attention is on the walls and on the, you know, the plants and all the decor that's going on. And there's all this stuff I don't like. But I am in the process now of buying about 6 different art pieces to deal with this. So I'm literally living it, Pat. Like I'm literally living it. Like you will see some stuff here behind me. You'll see stuff on this wall. Well, I'm pointing over here. I have a wall over here, and I've got another room, and I'm plotting it all out. And I'm trying to make the space more productive for me, more inspirational, what resonates with me, because I'm going to be walking in here all the time, you know, and way more hours than normal for the foreseeable future. And I'm dialing it in knowing that this is going to be the case for a while. And I'm super stoked on it, you know? And so it's so great because I'm literally living what is actually happening in the market, you know?
Yeah. It's like we're actually living what's happening in the market about 200 ways to Sunday. And for customers that are on this, I hope you guys are coming to the workshop in a little bit less than an hour. This thing's going to be
let's talk about this workshop, right? Because for the customers, even for non-members, it's good to know what's going on. Like, so on Tuesday's workshop, that was a phenomenal workshop. It turned out to be just great, right? I did a presentation on customer experience. And specifically the way, it sounds like just such a generic term, but the specific ways that photographers and artists should be thinking about customer experience throughout their entire stack, right? From the day a subscriber comes in or you get a comment on a post to getting them to buy 8 pieces of you as a collector over 5 to 10 years, right? And so there was some great discussion that went on with that. A really good learning session that we did. Private for Art Storefronts members. That was on Tuesday. The one today is going to be phenomenal. The reason and I'll tell you this, the reason I love this one today is because you did another private workshop like a month ago or so, and it was on, you know, live sessions and like shipping on Instagram and Facebook Live and the various ways and things to think about that and how to use the technology so that photographers and artists could utilize like, you know, this opportunity during this, and it's a perfect opportunity to do it in the pandemic, right? And so what I'm so excited about today is that after all of that discussion and workshops, there's been you know, a solid amount of photographers and artists shipping these things, right? They've been doing these things, and they've been doing them all sorts of different ways, like, you know, teaching courses or doing a showing one piece and going through the inspiration behind it, and like the media types and all the things that photographer loved about it. Or, you know, we had one of our painters did a full-blown gallery show in a suit. He dressed up for the part as if he was doing a gallery opening, you know, and all of this is turning into this phenomenal playbook, because it's not just about doing lives. It's about getting more emails and closing sales as a result of them, right? And there's a whole strategy to make that happen. And so we have today, I think 4 or 5 Art Storefronts members coming on to the session at 1 p.m. in about 45 minutes. And we're going to have a discussion. They're going to have a discussion with us and together with our members about all the different things that they did, because they are doing these things and they are really successful with them. Like literally, like some of them are making sales, some of them are collecting emails, some of them are building their following, like whatever it is. And so we're going to get that information and share it with the members so that everybody is on the cutting edge, right? And it's just amazing. Yeah. Like that's what this is all about. It's like being on the cutting edge of customer experience. That was on Tuesday. Being on the cutting edge of, you know, utilizing the current technology for the opportunities and where the market is at right now. That's today, you know? And so with all of that, everybody who attends is going to learn that stuff, and they're going to get out there and they're going to start shipping it and taking advantage of it right away. And then it's going to end up in our step-by-step playbook, right? Which are constantly updated and audited based upon what's happening in the real world with real photographer and artist members at Art Storefronts actually doing these things and where the successes are.
Yeah, I sort of, you know, like arrived at articulating what we've been able to create here as a result of doing our own shipping, right? And it's pre-pandemic. We had a podcast, we had the blog, we had some videos on YouTube, put out content a lot. We had digital education for our customers on how to run a sale, how to email market, how to do ads on Facebook, Instagram, Where have we gone since then? We're now in our 24th or 25th live customer workshop, 2 days a week. And all it's done is, like, if the process before was you were trying to sell your art or you were trying to sell your photography, you were trying to figure out the best way to do that, you would go and read the marketing education, potentially put some of it into practice, and then get your results. Now, with this new system that we've arrived at as a result of the pandemic, you know, one of the blessings of this whole dumpster fire, we just poured accelerant, we poured a catalyst, we poured gasoline on the fire. Now we're teaching the thing digitally. Then we get everyone into a workshop and we're teaching them live one-on-one with their questions. We're coaching them through the process. Then they go out and they ship it and they put something like this in the water. Then they come back and they teach the rest of us what they did, because no one can be everywhere in marketing land ever. And the system just gets better and better. And it really is, like, I hate the jargon, but everyone's on this jargon of a flywheel. And I realized that that's where we're at, and that's what we've created. We go out and learn the new hottest marketing techniques and tactics in the world right now, going live on the various different platforms. Live video is a huge one. You and I, since this pandemic started a little bit before, probably shipped 150 of them ourselves. So we've learned a tremendous amount. We come in, we teach our customers, then we literally put the impotence on them to start doing it right away. I mean, there was one we had a couple of weeks ago where I was like, you know, looking at the Zoom call and saying, okay, everyone that's on this call right now, pull your phone out and go live on Instagram right now. And maybe out of 100, I only got like 12, but that is still to just cast the fear, to cast one's trepidations aside about being on video. I hate being on video. Who's going to be watching? You know, my receding hairline, to have them all just go and ship it is profound. And then they all start working on it and hacking on it. And I follow all of them on Instagram. And so I'm going onto Instagram all the time. Instead of seeing nobody live, I'm seeing like one person live. And then I'm seeing 2, and then I'm seeing 3, and then I'm seeing 4. And then inevitably, as a result of that work, the success starts coming. We start seeing the sales. And then they come back in and they want to tell the story. The story then informs everyone else in the group. And it's just, not only are we getting better, we could not possibly learn as much as having an extra 20, 30, 40 customers out there doing it, falling flat on their faces, figuring it out, shipping, getting something like this in the water, and then coming back and telling us what works. And then all we have to do is just like refine it a little bit and say, did you try this? Did you try that? And then everyone learns from it. How do you beat that system? You don't beat that system.
You don't. That's the essence of the membership, right? Like it's a collaborative community, and that's the essence of it, right? Like everybody is contributing in and pitching in to figure out, you know, together with us, right? As the business and the marketing like consultants at the top. And we're the ones organizing the whole thing and putting the documents together and the playbooks together. But it's a big collaborative effort together to get to the absolute 1000% best way to execute on a strategy right now. Like, and that's not even like, that's not a subjective opinion by me. That's like the only way to figure that out is to ship these things with a bunch of different artists and photographers, right? And have that happen in their own ways, right? Like they add their own little secret sauce to some, like, you know, something that like an outline we've given them starting out, and all sorts of magic happens, right? And then we collect what that is, and we get one thing from one person, one from another, one from another, one from another, one from another, and then everybody goes back out and does it again with all 5 of those nuggets that came in, right? Yeah. And then you do it again and you do it again. And so you end up at this situation where it's like, you know, if you only bake one cake, the cake's probably going to be average. But if you bake that cake like 100 times with 100 different people and everybody's baking the same cake, at the end of it, you're going to be like, we have the absolute optimal process. And it can happen in like a couple of weeks, and then it's done. And then the playbook is there and all the members have it. And literally, like, here we are in the pandemic with a brand new state-of-the-art strategy within 30 days. Like, that is unreal, you know? Yeah. That is unreal. And that's the essence of what's going on right now, right? Like, you gotta, when this whole thing happened, everything went online. The shows aren't happening. The galleries are closed. We don't know when it's gonna open back up. We know that the attendance is gonna be less. You know, there's all sorts of weird friction things. Are people gonna wanna grab an item and take it with them? Are they just gonna want you to ship it anyway? And at that point, why aren't you just buying it online on the website? I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen with that, but it doesn't matter. As an entrepreneur, you gotta move forward. You gotta look at that and go, that was the old. If it comes back, great. We're in the new now. We are in America 2.0 or in the new normal. And the number one thing you can do is exactly what we're talking about here, right? Like executing on the strategies that are working right now, you know, and take no prisoners with it. Like, you just got to move forward and execute on any of the things that you can do while everybody is stuck at home, where the market is. People are clearly buying art and home decor items. Are you getting your art in front of them, or are you not? It's literally as simple as that, isn't it? Like, yeah. It's about attention. Do you have the attention of the people who are buying art right now for their homes? Because that's where the market is. So if you're there, you're probably doing really well. If you are far away from that and you got caught with your pants down, as we've said, and you weren't prepared for this, or you don't even know how to market yet, you know, even people who signed up for Art Storefronts, you know, 3 months ago, they weren't prepared yet. You know, it's too quick, right? But they're on it now. The ones that are on it now are doing, and like one of the people that's coming on today, Kim Winberry, right? She's been executing like crazy. She signed up with us, I think, like a month or two ago, and she's one of the ones winning with this new tactic and is actually starting to give back to the membership on the tactic today. It's just phenomenal.
She's the only one I think that's probably put more hours live than us. But you know, one of the funnest parts about this teaching is this isn't theory on our part. This isn't theory. Since this we saw the writing on the wall, okay, about live video and some various different aspects I don't want to get into that make it like one of the most attractive things you can be doing well before the pandemic started. So we had a little bit of a leg up. But since the pandemic has started, you and I have likely been live 6 out of 7 days a week, week in, week out, multiple hours a day, sometimes 3, 4, 5 hours a day. So this isn't theory on our part. We have shipped so many of these. We are continuing to ship them. It is a whole new world. No one has it all figured out. There's so many ups, downs, lefts, rights. And even just us executing that and then teaching would have been awesome. Now that you're adding in the customer angle, like even additional learnings that we couldn't even possibly understand because it's not the same. Like it's really sort of phenomenal. It's a phenomenal thing that we have set up, and it is totally unique. And we just keep getting better at it. And there's just something that's awesome about all of that. I mean, amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, another thing that, I mean, you saw this happen. I literally took this on myself this weekend.
Kim's on right now. You can see her comment on Instagram. Kim, we think you're the only one that's spent more time live than us. I think it's probably pretty close because we have a couple of jump on you.
Yeah,
but she's doing marathons over there, like 3 and 4 hour sessions.
Yeah, just awesome. But so what was amazing? Like what was amazing this weekend is after all of the lives that I saw people doing in various ways, right? Like I took this project on myself where, you know, you need to drive these people somewhere. That's a problem, right? Like that's something that we've recognized is you need to drive the visitors somewhere to either to sign up for your email list, you know, and close some deals, right? And so this last weekend, we created a template page, right? That Art Storefronts members, they just go to the ad page. There's a template page that's specifically for doing these. And it's so that they can drive the traffic, like whether it's in their Instagram profile, putting it in their bio, or on Facebook, giving the link, one link, they can drive people to it in order to, and with a playbook, like a specific tactic with an incentive there, people can opt into their list and get and then easily view all of the products that are on display on that live, whether it's one or whether it's like 10, right?
Is that live already? When did you know?
It's live. It's already live. Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
Yeah, well, we're gonna show it today. We're gonna talk about it today. That's how quickly that shipped. Like the playbook is being updated as we speak, right? But we got that done because I saw, you know, and watching these different lives, it was very easy to see like, oh my goodness, there's so much happening on these, the comments and all that stuff. But there's a difference between just going live and showing some art and actually turning it into something of value, right? A sale or a bunch of new leads on your list, right? It's the same problem with, hey, I got a bunch of Instagram followers, but I don't know how to get sales out of them. Same problem, right? Like, good, you're entertaining them with something, but ultimately you gotta get them back onto your list. They gotta turn into an official lead. When you get them onto your email list, that's when that happens, because that's how you can then start doing direct marketing to them in various different ways and bring them to a close at a certain point, you know? So I'm totally thrilled about that. So that template is already live for the ASF members. It has been since I think it was Sunday or Monday when we released it, you know?
Yeah. Jenny, to answer your question, we're doing one tomorrow at, what time is it tomorrow? 9 a.m. Pacific.
Yes.
9 a.m. Pacific. If you're on our email list, Jenny, you'll get an email about it. And why are we doing one tomorrow? Because we go live every day, Jenny. Okay, that's what we do. We go live every day. Just about
practice what we preach, right?
Yeah, can't be theory. Got to be eating your own dog food. Otherwise, like, look, I'm you know, I'm not gonna get called out. You're telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, the only way to do it is eat the dog food, buddy. You got to eat the dog food.
You got to eat the dog food. And you know what?
What happens? I got a huge bowl of it. I got a huge bowl of it right here on my desk, and I'm spooning it in on a regular basis.
And you know what happens too? What's so interesting is that we always tend to find one or two areas where we're actually not eating the dog food, you know? And we have a couple right now, and we're actually getting them in motion, like as we speak, right? We're getting them in motion so that we are dog fooding everything that we possibly can, right? Dog fooding, you guys, if you're not familiar with the term, it means like you need to practice what you preach, essentially. Eating your own dog food. If you're teaching things, we need to be doing it ourselves constantly, so that we're doing it alongside our customers. I think everybody gets help from that. Everybody's getting help just from even seeing us live all the time, right?
Dude, talk about moving fast and talk about how amazing video is. So you just said the new feature page, okay, which I didn't even have a damn idea about. Kim is saying show mine. Kim is saying show mine, right? Because she's already got one up, and then Gretchen's on here and said just grabbed it and added it. Like, if that's not the power of live video, I don't know what is. Like, it's just a catalyst. It's an accelerant. It just speeds everything up. Like that. How long would that have taken before? You know, it would have taken a long time. So it's just,
that's like look how amazing is that? What just happened right there? We were just talking about the community and the collective. You know, how everybody's contributing and how we're able to execute so fast and get that recipe to the end. Just right there, you just witnessed. You know, Gretchen, a member, an Art Storefronts member, she hears it right here, and she knows what's going on because she's been at the other session, so she knows about the lives and all that stuff already, and she hears about the new template, instantly is able to add it, just added it while we're on this live, So she's now going to have a state-of-the-art way to execute on this strategy. How amazing is that, right?
Yeah.
And then a week, 2 weeks from now, like, you know, it'll be even better, and we keep going. And that's just it's an incredible thing to be able to have that happen.
Yeah, it's insane. All right, we got a big one coming up. What else? Closing thoughts?
Yeah, well, just a reminder to everybody, if you're interested in joining Art Storefronts, if you've been looking at us, we are running a very big sale right now in May. Do not wait till the end. Get your demo request in. There's a link in our bio on Instagram, on Facebook. What's the best way on Facebook? Is it just go to our website?
Yeah.
So just go to artstorefronts.com, just go to our website, click on the link there. And in the upper right-hand corner of the site, there's always a request a demo button. And you click on that, and one of the people on our outreach team will get out to you and listen to, you know, about what you've been doing, what's going on with your career, and what your goals are, or what roadblocks, you know, you're having, and then they can, you know, take you into a demo if it makes sense, if they think that you're a fit, and we can help you. So request a demo, get that in as soon as possible if you're interested in joining. Make sure you do it as soon as you can before, you know, all the spots get filled before the end of the month. And then tomorrow, for non-Art Storefronts members, just a reminder, Patrick and I, and one of the people from our outreach team, I believe it's going to be Joseph tomorrow, are going to be, you know, doing a very short demo at the beginning of the Art Storefronts product. That's going to be like a 10 or 15 minutes. And then we're going to get into your Q&A, right? We want to know what your problems are, what your hurdle is, what you're trying to do, you know, what's going on there. Like, are you stuck on anything? Don't be afraid. Like, we want to talk to you. Like, sometimes these sessions have been so amazing because like, it's liberating sometimes for the photographers and artists that are on there. Like, they've been struggling with a problem for years, right? Or for 1 year, or for however long. And oftentimes it's about like just getting some advice, some high level advice and consulting, you know, from some people who can help you and get unstuck. Yeah. And it's like that, you move that one thing out of the way and it can change your entire trajectory of your career. Like, it's incredible, you know? And that's going on. If there's one thing that we have learned, Pat, it's that that is going on in the entire art market. Like, everyone that's listening, you know what I'm talking about, right? You've got something that's in your way. You don't know how to either sell online, or what your niche is, or how you should price your work, or how many pieces you should have, or you got a couple of websites, you know, do I do this? Do I switch? There's always something. I mean, there's like an infinite amount of these problems, right? The best thing you can do, though, is just bring it to the surface and, you know, get some advice, and we will help you through that. That's what the purpose of these non-member workshops are. So it's tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 p.m. Eastern. So join that, get on our email list to make sure that you're constantly updated when those are happening, because we'll send an email out, and you can you know, set yourself a reminder and click on the link. It'll take you and give you a reminder.
Yep. And 20 minutes ago.
Yep. I'll see you and all the members in the workshop in 20 minutes.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.